All right, hey guys, we are now going to be jumping into 31 to 40. Let's do it. So, in number 31, in the foreign exchange market, the exchange rate is defined as what? So, we're looking at exchanging foreign currency. And what we're doing is we're looking at the exchange rate. How much is my currency worth in another currency? Okay. The price of one currency in terms of another. That's the exchange rate. How many dollars can I get for 10 pesos? Right? What am I doing? How many dollars can I get the price of one currency in terms of another for 10 pesos? Yep. 32. A nation's unemployment rate is the ratio of the number of unemployed seeking employment to the nation's what? We are looking at the unemployed divided by the labor force. 32 is A. The unemployment rate is unemployed divided by your labor force. Okay. Number 33. An open market operation by a country's central bank to reduce unemployment rate would be to what? So open market means bonds, and if we're trying to reduce unemployment, that means more output. And how can we have more output? More aggregate demand. So to have more aggregate demand, you're going to need more money supply. So therefore, we need an increase in the money supply. So we should buy bonds and increase the real aggregate demand. Increase the aggregate demand. So 33 is E because we're trying to reduce unemployment with having more output by having more aggregate demand. And how can we do that? More money. 34. Assume that the margin of propensity to consume is 0.75. Net exports decline by 10 billion and government spending increases by 20 billion. Given that there's no crowding out, the equilibrium gross domestic product can increase by a maximum of. So we need the multiplier. So if we have the multiplier, which would be 1 divided by MPS, in this case, your MPS is, well, we don't know it, but we do know your MPC is 0.75. So therefore, my MPS is 0.25. And if you got your handy dandy calculator on you, and you put the number in, that should be equal to 4. So therefore, we need to look at the change in aggregate demand. So aggregate demand will go decline in exports by 10, so down by 10, and then an increase by 20. So that means that GDP goes up by 10, right? We go down 10, up 20, so it goes up by 10. So therefore, if it goes up by 10 times 4, that would have to be an increase of 40. Okay. 35. Which of the following results when the Federal Reserve sells bonds to the commercial banks? So they're selling bonds, right? So they want their money back. So that would be a decrease in the money supply. You sell bonds, that is less money. Every time you see sell bonds, it is less money. 36. Which of the following is true of a current account deficit? So current account, remember, you're dealing with exports and imports. And so it's a deficit. That would mean that you're uh, having more imports than exports, right? Because it's a deficit. So you're having less money in your country. So imports are higher. So is this caused by a trade surplus? A trade surplus would be more exports than imports. So that's not true. It must be financed with an equally large surplus of exports. No, it's not going to be that one. Because we're not going to finance things with exports. We're going to finance things with another account. It is caused by a deficit in the financial capital account. Well, hold on. If we're dealing with the capital account, that would mean the balance of payments. So balance of payments would mean if I have a deficit in my current, I need a surplus in my capital. All right. If I have a deficit in my current, I need a surplus in my capital. So therefore, E. That is how we finance it with the capital account. So if you have a deficit in the current account, you need a surplus in the capital account because we want a balance of payments. Balance of payments says that your current account plus your capital account equals 0. So if that's a deficit, that needs to be a surplus equals 0. 37. Ying has just graduated from college, is now interviewing for jobs. Ying would be best described as, okay, does he have a job? No job. Does he want one? Yes. So he is currently unemployed. Now, what kind? Well, let's think about it. He just graduated, right? So he didn't get replaced, right? But, and would he find a job soon? Yeah, right? Because he's interviewing for jobs, it could be short term. So because it's short term and he wasn't replaced, it's not structural. So therefore, it would have to be frictional. 37 is B. 38. Which of the following combinations of changes in income taxes, real interest rate, and investment spending is most likely to promote economic growth? So economic growth, right? We're trying to increase the economy. And how can we increase the economy? Well, we need more output. So looking at taxes, if you want more, oh, whoa, what am I doing? More output. If I want more output, okay, you need more money to spend on stuff. So taxes have to go down. Okay. Now, if we want more output, what needs to happen to interest rates? Well, if I want more output, I want investment to go up. Well, how can I make investment go up? Interest rates have to go down. So therefore, 38 is E. You see how I broke that down right there? Economic growth. That means output up. And then I went through each choice. If I want more output, my taxes have to go down. If I want more output, I need more investment, which means my interest rate has to go down. And I just said investment goes up. So E. That's how I would solve that question there. 39. Assume that the United States Central Bank sells government bonds on the open market. How will the sale affect the value of the United States dollar on the foreign exchange market and the United States exports? So, the United States sells government bonds on the open market. So basically, they sell their bonds. So there are more bonds in the market. So they're available. If there are more bonds available, someone's going to buy them. Right? So a foreign country could buy these bonds. So how could you buy a government bond? You need a dollar. So what happens to the demand for the dollar? Well, the demand for the dollar, if you want the bond, has to go up. So if a foreign country wants to buy the bond, they need to demand more dollars. So if the demand for the dollar were to increase, the exchange rate goes up. And that would mean the value will go up. Now, if the value of the dollar is going up, that means that the value of the foreign currency is going down. So the value of foreign currency is going down. If the value of your foreign currency is going down, can you buy more stuff or less stuff? You could buy less stuff. So if you can buy less stuff, that would mean you're buying less stuff from the United States. So therefore, the U.S. exports will have to decrease. 39 has to be A. And finally, number 40. If a country has a balanced budget and then the country's government increases transfer payments without increasing taxes, which of the following will most likely occur? So they increase transfer payments, which means they're spending more money, and they did not change their taxes. So therefore, are they having a surplus or a deficit? Well, they're having more payments, so that's a deficit. Okay, so it's not a surplus, so it's either C or D. See how quickly we did that? Right. Instead of 5 answer choices, right? We know it's a deficit because there's more payments than taxes. So it's a deficit. So automatically we're down to C or D. Now, did your debt go up or down? Well, it's a deficit, right? And what happens after a budget deficit? You borrow money from the households, right? So you owe them money. If you borrow from somebody, that means you have debt. You owe someone money. So that would be the national debt goes up. Okay. So that was all for 31 to 40. If you have any questions on any one of these that we went through today, please leave a comment and I'll be happy to get back to you as soon as I can. All right. So I'll see you later. We're going to do 41 to 50 in the next one. See you there. Bye.